everyone, my name is Valeria Gonzalez, and today I'll be analyzing two sources that explore the same issue, foreign aid and development in Africa, but through very different forms of communication. The first is a scholarly article titled Teach Me to Fish Instead of Giving Me Fish, Foreign Aid Development and Employment in Africa by Chifunga and his co-authors, published in 2023. The second one is a TED Talk by journalist Andrew Mwenda called Aid for Africa, No Thanks. Both of these sources discuss how foreign aid affects Africa's growth and employment, but their purposes, audiences, and rhetorical strategies are completely different. My goal here is to show how each source uses language, evidence, and tone to persuade its specific audience. The article that I chose is written for scholars, economists, and policymakers. It was published in an academic journal, which already shapes its genre and its medium. Its purpose is to present empirical evidence about how official development assistance, or ODA, influences employment in Africa. The authors use formal academic language and a lot of data analysis. This use of statistics and models appeals to logos, or logical reasoning. The authors also rely a lot on ethos, or credibility, by citing other studies and by maintaining a serious and professional tone. However, one constraint is that the audience is limited to people familiar with economics. This article is so dense and full of technical terms like employment to population rates and human capital controls. While it shows scientific credibility, it lacks emotional connection. The writers focus on proving that foreign aid finances consumption, not investments, suggesting that most aid fails to create sustainable jobs because it targets short-term relief instead of productive sectors. In contrast to the article, Andrew Mwenda's TED Talk is a live presentation meant for a global, broad audience. This medium, a video, lets him use tone, gesture, visuals, and humor to make his point even more engaging. His purpose is to challenge the global mindset about foreign aid and to provoke critical thinking about Africa's dependency on charity. Mwenda uses pathos, or emotional appeal, to connect with listeners. He shares personal experiences as an Ugandan journalist and uses storytelling to humanize this topic. He also builds ethos by speaking as someone who has witnessed the failures of the aid system firsthand. He argues that Africa's problem is not poverty, it's wealth in the wrong hands, a line that captures the entire argument in one bold statement. Because TED Talks are short and designed for accessibility, Mwenda simplifies this complex issue to make his idea memorable. His passionate tone, humor, and rhetorical questions help the audience feel inspired rather than overwhelmed. When comparing the two sources, the difference in genre and media becomes a lot more clear. The academic article depends on data and careful argumentation to inform specialists, while the TED Talk depends on performance and emotion to engage a general audience. The article's logos is its main strength. It offers facts and statistical proof. In contrast, the TED Talk's pathos makes it more persuasive to non-experts because it creates an emotional response. Mwenda's speech turns complex economic debates into a personal and moral issue, while Chifunga's article keeps it academic. Another interesting contrast is their constraints. The article must meet the expectations of peer review, so it avoids emotional and controversial language. Mwenda, however, uses his platform to provoke debate, free from academic boundaries. His medium allows body language, pauses, and voice tone to add meaning, something the article cannot achieve. Still, both sources share a common purpose. They both want change. The article pushes for reforming how aid is distributed, while the TED Talk urges people to rethink the very idea of foreign aid. Both of the sources that I chose show that rhetoric changes completely depending on context, audience, and medium. The academic article uses logic and structure to persuade through data, while the TED Talk uses storytelling and emotion to persuade through connection. Together, they both complement each other. The article gives evidence to back up Mwenda's passionate argument, and Mwenda's speech gives human emotion to what the article presents as numbers. I think that combining these two styles, factual depth and emotional engagement, would create a message that is both credible and inspiring. Thank you so much for watching.